Cyclists said, but nobody said Victor Espiritu.
Maybe they're just so accustomed to Victor winning it that they had to choose others as we take a look at the cyclists before the start of this individual time trial.
Here's the little principality of Twin Peaks, and here is the race underway with Santa Benacia, 6th overall, out of the start house. These riders now at the end of the classification, all the past two intervals, already on the road, and riding looking very strong. Here's Manwai Chung of Hong Kong, a name that is never mentioned for 2 weeks of this race, and then yesterday he popped up with that winning breakaway.
Seems to be a cool customer, Joe. Unperturbed, seems very relaxed.
Indeed he does. Now, Tank had a terrible day in the mountains yesterday and finished nearly at the back of the field. And today, well, I think he'll settle himself to just a mediocre ride because he's lost a lot of time now. He's no longer a serious challenger in this race. The Chinese have had so much bad luck, but they've known their good times as well with 2 stage wins so far. Here's Matt, 23 years of age and becoming the new star of the Hong Kong team. He's riding very, very quickly on the mountain today. He knows every bump on it after the climb yesterday a long time. Victor Espiritu. And he's one of the few riders, I think, with the enthusiasm to face this climb all over again today. He's got a good style here. He sits down on the saddle often and he relaxes. Now, according to Espiritu said, here he is, the fifth from last to go in the start house. Looked back big time yesterday and looking for another big chunk today, because then on the final weekend there's a possibility he could still win this race. You can see his green jersey there is wet. That's indicating he's been warming up well, so that once he leaves the start house he gets straight up to the top of the race.
The return of Victor Espiritu is interesting, especially when you consider just after the second stage he was in 39th spot, 20 minutes off the pace as we rejoin Manwai Chung.
Manwai Chung is climbing extremely well, and to prove it, he's going past the Northern Bentley Rossley of Malaysia there, who started 1 minute in front of him. So it looks as though this young man hasn't suffered at all from his good ride yesterday, and he's going to gain more time again today. It's only a shame, really, he lost so much time in this race during the first 2 weeks. But one thing's for sure, he is a good climber. Here's his team captain now, Juan Campo. Juan Campo starting today, 4 minutes behind the man. And he also is going well, but he has a Malaysian up front of him too. Shimbo is just not racing at all up this mountain, and Manwai Chung has gone past Shimbo, who started 4 minutes in front of him. So he's lost 4 minutes, and on a very early part of the climb here. Shimbo has lost all his enthusiasm, I think, for this race. He was up to 9th overall until yesterday, when he finished a long, long way behind. Now back to the start house. This should be Placido Valdez. It is 4th to go from the end of the list. Behind him comes Luis Pierre and David. Well, Valdez will like this being by himself because he seems to spend much of the Marlboro Tour riding alone. He's looked Cura Sansev, and he can't be far ahead now of Juan Campo, because Juan Campo is closing in on him.
Speaking of Juan Campo, this is spot where he made his move last year, but this year he's fallen behind as much as 41st place, so really a lot of time to make up for the former champion.
But he is showing signs of recovering his form as this race comes to a close, so it might help him somewhere else in the world as the season continues. Anyway, he's got himself into a very good rhythm here. Sitting nicely on the bicycle, he's closing in rapidly on the Malaysian. We can't quite see him yet. Bernard Luzon, he's lost his lead now in the best young rider competition. That's gone over to Victor Espiritu, and I'm sure it will stay there for keeps all the way to Manila. But Bernard Luzon is a very promising youngster. Now here's the catch. Juan Campo is going past the Malaysian rider now of Curaçao. And the pace there on M, well, you can see he was suffering, and you saw the difference in speed here. Juan Campo is going very quickly indeed. I think at the moment the two Hong Kong riders have got the best times on the mountain. Arnel Kiribit in the start house.
A total picture of confusion yesterday as he took off the yellow jersey. He knew he had lost it as early as somewhere in the middle of the race as we rejoin Bernard Luzon. This is the way for the future for Philippines and maybe Asian cycling as well. A lot of people on the tour are beginning to talk about the changing of the guard.
Well, it's got to come sooner or later, but don't tell Carlo Diaz that, because that man is going so well again this year. 20 kilometres still to go for Bernard Luzon. As we go back to the start house and see Carlo Diaz, who has now climbed up to second overall in this race, and twice a winner on the tour. A very consistent man. He's always in the top 5 of his finishes. He still has a real chance of winning this race, and he knows it. This will be a crucial time trial for him. Luzon further up the mountain. Still rides with pretty much a nice souplesse here. He's on one of the easier sections of the road. Don't tell that to Zen the song on the other side, because an injured knee of his has ruined his tour for sure. Pain and left knee, 7 stitches 2 days ago.
I think he's just looking to survive and finish the tour. This is Panguan Chun. Of course, he did so well in Subic.
Of the survivors of this tour, Warren Davidia has reclaimed the yellow jersey yesterday. He knows he can finish this race with minutes in hand today, and he should have a rather peaceful weekend ride down to Manila. He's on his way while we go back up to the Chinese rider man. Very big man to be a good mountain time trial rider. A lot of body weight to drag up this mountain, a lot more indeed than Warren Davidia or Victor Espiritu. But at the moment, he's getting a lot of effort out of that big body. He's Felix Celesti. Steadily seen an improvement in his overall position in these past 2 days. He also rode very well yesterday, very intelligently. He was on the early attack with Placido Valdez. He dropped back to come up again to the front alongside Victor Espiritu. Now, first chance to see Warren Davidia in action in the time trial. This little man, he should be a good climber. He rode fairly well in the mountain stages here last year, but we didn't have a mountain time trial. And that's what the riders now face. All of them are on the road, and the mountain has to be conquered.
The Marlboro Centino Tour, an individual time trial, and the target, of course, is the place you're looking at, Baguio City. And here's one of the riders crossing that finish line.
Well, this is the finish now, Keaton of Malaysia. And he was the 5th ride to start, and he's now set the marker for everybody else to try and beat. Much further away, 15 kilometres in fact, is Bernard Luzon. He's riding pretty strongly today, although his times at the checks are saying he's only going to just about scrape into a top 10 finish if he's lucky. Because the best men, don't forget, are still behind him on the road. Alberto Ocona as well, another man he mentioned a lot this past 2 weeks, also seems to be riding a little bit slower today, because he has been caught here.
It's the longest mountain.
He's hitting the steeper slopes now. This is the climb towards the Lion's Head. Lion's Head is just above Placido Valdez. We'll spot it shortly as he now comes down a very steep bend indeed. Sits down immediately. Those big calves of his now start to act like pistons. He tries to find a rhythm again, but he's on the hairpin slopes now, which will take him up to a hospital at the top of the climb. But it takes an awful long time. You can see the top for about 5 kilometres. It's getting there, which is the problem. There's the Lion's Head. And there'll be a little check around the corner here for Valdez as he hairpins away to the left as we look at the picture.
Placido, of course, very consistent over the years, always in the top 3 over the last 6 years. In the meantime, the fluidity of Victor Espiritu sets him apart from all the other riders. As we move over to the finish line, Manuel Shum. Oh, looks like it will be a good time. Oh, the best up to this moment.
1 hour, 11 minutes and 3 seconds. That is a very good time. That's got 3 minutes quicker than Beck of China, who was setting the marker. So there's an indication now that the big stars are finding this hill a little kinder to them. Now Victor Espiritu has started to carve his way through the field. And that's Gonzalo Espiritu. He's passed, no relation by the way. And there is Shimbo on the far side as well. Well, that man has lost literally half an hour. And he's still losing time here. He's hardly moving on the climb at all, the Japanese rider. Just a couple of days ago, he was lying 9th overall in this race. Now he's doubling down the top 20. Arnold Gilbert, who has a little problem, I think, Seb, because we found out last night that he has a cold on his chest, I believe.
Well, I understand it was way back at the stage in Subic when he was beginning to experience the difficulty, especially with the beating. That's why he was beating so hard during some parts of the stage yesterday. In the meantime, Carlo Ghia fashioning out his victories here several years back to back, in fact.
Yeah, driving so well. But let's go down to the arrival at One Camp Nou. He's chasing his overall victory here in Radio City 1 year ago. Looks as though he really is refining his form, but sadly for him it's come too late. He's lost too much time. So Victor Espiritu won't know it, but the time on the board now is that of Juan Campo, his old rival, 1 hour and 8 minutes. Now here's the arrival of the Chinese rider, Tang. Now, is he going to produce a good time? The checks have indicated he won't be far off. The Tang's time, 1:11:46, slots him now into third place on the board. There's the race leader, Warren Davidilia. The times are getting quicker. Warren Davidilia must do a good ride now to defend his...
Different market, but look at Carlo Ghia. Looks like he has passed on that field net already.
He has indeed. This is the steep section of the climb now, and he's scored Kermit for 2 minutes on the road. This is the Victor Espiritu, who's also ahead of both Kermit and Guillaume on the road. He was fifth overall at the start this morning. Reports reaching us that his time at the moment is the fastest on the course, and he's just 6 kilometers from the finish. So it looks as though Espiritu, providing he doesn't crack on this long steep bit towards the summit, might well be doing the best ride of the day. Still the best man home is Juan Campo, 1 hour, 8 minutes and 43 seconds. Here's our first chance to see Seb. He's not riding that well, but clearly he has a recurrence of this chest problem, I would say.
It's been a major struggle for him on this day. Well, in fact, for the last 3 stages.
Lots of big spring water being poured over him there. As we go back now to Warren Davidilia, the last man on the road. He is slower than Espiritu, and he is slower than Carlo Ghia at the moment, but he's not losing that much time, and he's got plenty in hand. Here's Vasivas. Another man who's going to have a top 10 finish today. He's ridden very, very well on the mountain. This is the bit now which really makes those legs ache. It is so steep, this part of the Kennan Road. Kiliman catching all of the water today. He's not had a happy time in the hills at all. He struggled, he lost his lead here. The red jersey of the Viva King of the Mountains, Placido Valdez, wearing it. It's on loan, in fact, from Victor Espiritu, who can't wear every leader's jersey. He's wearing the green one just now as leader, also on points.
That would make it so heavy if you had to wear all of them.
Absolutely. Valdez is doing a ride as well today. He's the arrival now of Pan. Still Juan Campo is the leader. How close is Pan going to come? Well, quite close. He's gone in the frame a second best with a 1:10.14 there. But that's the best part of 1 3/4 minutes slower than Juan Campo. So the defending champ today. Now this is the bend and earth that brings you around to the lion's head. And Guillaume is really having to work on those pedals. You can almost feel the pain, can't you? Davidilia, he's yet to reach that stretch of road. I have to say, sir, that this valley is one of the most beautiful valleys I think I've seen in the Philippines. It's a lovely road, this.
Yes, indeed. And the cyclists, well, it's been a struggle for them. In the meantime, Carlo Ghia continues to be revered whenever he hits the mountains. And look at that. You can tell by the signs and the posters, they love him.
Well, you know, Cole, let's just have a look at this first. This looks like Could Barnechea finish here. He's been at the top of the checks all the way. This could be a good time for Barnechea. This man is something special this last couple of days. Yes, what a great ride. 1:7.2. That's his time. He's got ahead of Juan Campo. That is a special ride from that man from Pangasinan. Well, what I was going to say about Guillaume is number 51 is probably the most famous number in the world of cycling, because it's been worn by more winners of the Tour de France than any other number. Guillaume is giving it a lot of respect today. Now, at the back of this rider finishing is Victor Espiritu. Now, what's he done? We think it's going to be good. It's going to be fantastic. 1 hour, 6 minutes, 4.76 seconds. So, Victor Espiritu is the best time and could well be taking his 4th stage victory on this tour. And the contrasting speed now as we swing out to the mountain. And there's still a lot of climbing left for Arnel Kidebit. His time is going to be slow. He is going to lose, in fact, at the moment, his 2nd overall, his 3rd overall, rather, position in this race. So he slipped away from first to lower than third in just 2 days of cycling.
And if Espiritu hangs on to that premium position here today, should be the first back-to-back stage wins that we're going to have.
Absolutely right. Here's poor old Pyramid. Daradilla looked rather good there. He is losing time. We know the checkpoints are to PM and certainly to Espiritu. But he had a lot in hand. He had 12 minutes in hand on Espiritu this morning. He's losing some of that though. I think Arnell here is dreaming only of Manila right now. He just wants to get this hill behind him.
Of course, he was second to Victor Espiritu in 1996 when Victor won it. In the meantime, back to the finish line with Placido Valdez. He has struggled for the most part of the day, and there he is with the fifth best time.
1:10.56, a good drive of Placido Valdez. That's going to keep him right up in the top 6. And Pyramid, meanwhile, is still out on the highway. 2 kilometers to go for him. And Placido Valdez started in 2 minutes in front of him, and now he's 2 kilometers in front of him. Now, the last little climb before they come up to the hospital for the yellow jersey. A welcome sight indeed. Fourth place, 1:9:44.21 for him. That also will keep him, I think, will keep his second place overall in this race. Now, all of the FTP. His time is going to be disappointing. He's putting on a spectacle for the crowd here, but it won't be a good time for Arnell Pyramid. It will cost him a place in the top 3 in the general classification. 13th and still a rider to finish. 1:13.26.85, and Davidilli will also beat that time. Here he comes now up the home straight, and he's sprinting all of the way. The little man with the big horns, as we call him now, he will keep his yellow jersey for sure, but by how much we'll have to wait. 8th best time for him at 1:11.17.14. And there he is, a back-to-back winner and the 4th stage win for Victor Espiritu, which now gives him in stage wins alone 100,000 pesos. And there's the result, a 15-second win over Sandy Barnachir. Juan Campo, the defending champion, back into play in 3rd place. Davidinia gets 8, Tang is 9th, Arnell Pyramid in the end was only 14th. Well, he's gasping for breath, and they're taking back to the fence to get to the ceremonies. But the thing is, he's still the leader, and there's the proof. He leads by only 6 minutes 23 now from Gear, and look at Victor Espiritu up into 3rd place. Further down, Pan is 13th, Wong is 18th, and Zen is 22nd. That's the order.